Who are the stakeholders? Customer. Customer can be internal, external, end user, government, design collaborator, owners and stakeholder, business owners, the employee, your suppliers, society, the intellectual committee, the financial institution, the bank that has provided the loan. All of them are customer, isn't it? If you don't do well, what will happen? The bank will lose the money. Your company will become bankrupt. Can you think about all these things? Right? And this is called stakeholder analysis. So those who have got some stakes in the business in some manner, those who are directly or indirectly affected by the performance of your business, they are all called a stakeholder. If I have purchased 100 shares of your company, then I am also worried about your performance. My requirement also matters a lot. What is my requirement? Share price should continuously go up. Am I right? Because I am a shareholder. I hold 100 shares. How the share price will go up? Unless and until you keep on improving. You cannot say, no, sir, we improved everything. No more improvement. Then my share price will be stagnant. I don't like that. So take care of all the customer requirement. So you can classify your customers into internal as well as external. Right? And external customer, you can easily figure out. And internal customers, if you are struggling to figure out the internal customer, maybe you can use the word interested parties. Who are interested parties in your business? The government. Government wants tax to be paid on time, isn't it? And the society, employees, owners, right? Like that. It is important to identify the stakeholder in the process in connection with the project before we listen their voices. Before we listen, you identify. Because otherwise what will happen? You will talk to an irrelevant fellow and then consider all his requirement, and then do a project. That is not going to make sense. Who is the customer? What is the segment you want to target? Yesterday, we have seen a slide with different range of cars. Customer segment is very wider. You can't do a project. You can't have a question like that. Narrow down the segment. Then only the customer. Once the customer segment is understood, you can talk to them. You can do a survey. You can find out all their requirement. In broader sense, customer is anybody who is impacted by the product and processes. This is Juron's definition. Who are all affected by the Y variable, then he is a customer. I suggest all of you to create the template, find out the stakeholders of the black belt training program you are undergoing. Think like you are conducting a black belt training program. Your company is conducting a black belt training program, and you need to list down the stakeholders. You get my question? This is a small task to all of you, and then you create. Maybe as a group, you have been assigned in group DOU and things like that. Have a little brainstorming. Try to figure out all the stakeholders and then categorize them into different buckets. Maybe internal customer is one bucket, external customer is another bucket. Who are all internal, who are all external. Something like that. You create, have a healthy discussion. Right? So voice of business defines the needs, wants, and expectations of business owners, stakeholders, stockholders, and others who concern themselves with long-term success and viability of your organization. Voice of business is nothing but the voice of the business leaders, voice of the champions and sponsors, right? CEOs, those things. Voice of customer is used to describe the customer needs and their perception of the product or service. See, most of the time when you talk to the customer, they themselves do not know what do they want. They themselves do not know what do they want. We ourselves make some purchase for Diwali, and then right after 1 week, we say that our purchase is a wrong purchase. You buy a shirt for yourself and then you don't like it right after wearing it for the first time. That means you yourself do not know your requirement. You have done something wrongly, and customer themselves may not know the requirement very clearly. Then it is whose responsibility to understand the customer requirement. You can't blame the customer finally. If I don't like the shirt for the first time, second time I will not come. So more than me, the organization that produces the products and offer the services has the responsibility to understand the customer better. That's where survey comes. Any product you launch, you must do a thorough survey. Ask questions, right questions with the right options. Try to understand the customer requirement. What is going on in the customer's mind? You should be able to read it very correctly. And then you should prioritize. Customer wants 1,000 things. You can't give all 1,000 things in the first version. but most important one you should give. Then only you can succeed in the business.